Hello there, everyone. How you doing today? I hope you're all well. Today we're going into r/entitled people, where people are, as you would probably guess, entitled. If you enjoy, like and subscribe, leave a comment down below and hit that notification bell. Now, without further ado, let's get started, shall we? Upwork client got mad because I didn't have time to continue another project with him. I just need to get this off my chest. In August 2022, I teamed up with this client as a freelance graphic designer, and we've tackled several projects together up until recently. Now, here's the scoop on this guy. He's always been about scoring a deal and asking for tons of revisions on every design. Back in the day, I was strapped for cash, so I agreed to work with him, project by project, for a super low price, like 10 to 15 for some gigs. I even threw in extra revisions for free, and some of those were way after we wrapped up the projects, up to a year later. Over the year, we churned out 8 different small projects, and he paid me $135 in total. Fast forward to now, I've landed a full-time job, and my free time for freelance gigs on Upwork is not what it used to be. About 2 weeks back, he hit me up for a logo, but I could see it coming. He would want a bargain and a boatload of revisions. With all the projects piling up since my vacation, and the chaos of Black Friday, Cyber Monday, Thanksgiving, and Christmas promotions at my company, I just couldn't swing it. I had to say no. I thought a simple no would do the trick. I even turned off Upwork notifications to focus on my other jobs, but this guy won't quit. He's been texting me nonstop since I turned him down, going on and on about how I should treat my clients differently. I told him 3 times I couldn't do it, and he's still waiting around and expects me to be available for him. In his latest message, he said, "Is my project less important to you that you have other clients? Do you think it's appropriate to change your mind at the last minute like this? We've worked on 8 previous projects together. Is this how you treat your customers? I have deadlines too, and I push them off to work with your schedule. I am opening a new office in 2 weeks and need your logo design, as it will determine the paint scheme we use in the office and business cards. I'm deeply disappointed and want you to reconsider." Just to set the record straight, I told him I might be available after the 13th, but it's not a guarantee. I didn't promise anything. I even told him not to wait. Incompetent company boss who got everything handed to him claims he did it all by himself without any help. This guy is an acquaintance of me. Fortunately, I don't know him very well, but I heard this story several times now, and the truth that people told me about it. By his late 30s, this guy was a regular bank clerk. Then Daddy retires and gives him his small company. Around 40 people or so. The guy struggles immensely to keep the company afloat, because he was just a regular bank clerk and overall not very bright or talented. Over a few years, the company is nearing bankruptcy. During this time, the guy starts a relationship with one of his business partners. The business partner, now boyfriend, has a much larger company, and since they are apparently in love, Hopper offers to help the guy out. So the guy can cut costs by using the storage room of his boyfriend's companies, and some facilities and so on. With this help, the company stabilizes for a few years, but is still not doing great. And then comes COVID, and the state handed out helicopter money in the billions. The company gets a huge financial injection and is doing okay for the next few years. This year, the guy sold the company for several $1,000,000 to someone else, and has become a millionaire by the age of 55 and retired. On each occasion, he tells everyone this supposed epic tale about how he managed to lead this company and make profit, and how smart and competent and hard-working he was, and that he managed everything on his own. He feels so entitled to his money and success. Yet, if one knows the unofficial story, all of this crumbles. Without getting the opportunity to lead Daddy's company, this guy would still be a regular bank clerk or unemployed. Without entering a relationship with another business partner that saved him from collapse, his company would have collapsed years ago. And without the money handed out by the state in 2021, the company would have collapsed years ago, and he certainly would not have been able to sell it for millions. But he did it all by himself without any help. What a joke. Old man wants to sue over grass. So I actually have a story to post, so here it goes. I work at a turf management company in the office. After missing a few days, I come back. The very first call I get is some crazy stuff. So the entitled man calls in and said he has spoken to someone already. So I go ahead and pull up his account to check for notes on what the interaction is about. Long story short, he wants us to send him a letter detailing all the services we provide so he can sue his neighbor. His neighbor is not a customer, a younger guy with a wife and kids. Apparently he doesn't do anything to care for the lawn aside from the occasional mow when it needs it. Someone, a lawn tech, must have not known the entitled man was insane, and mentioned on his service call that some weeds may be coming from the neighbor's lawn. Apparently this is what lit him on fire, because how dare someone have weeds on their lawn and not shell out hundreds to kill them? I am blown away. The entitlement of some of these rich customers with too much time on their hands seriously wears me down. Some people specifically allow weeds to do what they want for pollinators, or because it doesn't matter to them. I may work in lawn care, but I don't give a frick about grass in any way. As long as it's not dirt, some people are happy. So the owner is going to write him a letter that details his services. His case isn't going to go anywhere. But God, I hope the entitled man finds a lawyer more than happy to take his money for a lost cause case. Wish I had any juicier details, but unfortunately this is probably the last I'm going to hear of it. Edit to add, as long as your lawn is outside and not covered by an impenetrable dome, you're going to get weeds, diseases, moles, droughts from heat and stress. You cannot police nature, and our area isn't native to having turf, period. So all it is forcing a plant to exist where it probably shouldn't. Entitled DoorDash driver got caught for lying. So, I rarely order on DoorDash, given it is a premium service, and I don't want the dilemma of how much to tip. Today I have guests coming in, and I want to start cooking pretty early. I also had maintenance coming in early and didn't have time to hit the groceries. So I decided to order groceries on DoorDash. I tipped 20% of my order, which was $5. In the past, every time I have ordered groceries from DoorDash, drivers somehow do not find what I'm asking for. Like, almost never, even for things that have defined aisles. Like, think banana, for instance. So I ordered from a store that I visit every day. I know the layout and where things are in my head. I asked for a can of crushed tomatoes, which in the first aisle as you enter the store. Next to that is tomato sauce in the same aisle. They carry over 5 to 6 brands for both of them. The dasher messages that there's no crushed tomatoes. He is searching for a while and sends me tomato sauce picture, saying that's all they carry. I told him it's the same aisle as in the beginning. He cannot miss it. He replied saying they don't carry it. By this time, my maintenance called and said they are not coming. So I decided to drive to the store myself to check out if the store really had no crushed tomatoes. The aisle had at least hundreds of them in many brands, over 10 shelves. You must be blind to miss it. I realized that many dashers do this. They say they spent a lot of time searching and rescued the day by finding it last minute. I would tip them more for the effort in getting things. Some of these dashers are entitled and are con artists trying to get more tips. I called him and showed him how he is a big fat liar. My elderly dad body shames me and makes me feel all around awful. I've been caretaking for my elderly dad. My mom passed away several years ago, and my relationship with my dad has been strained in general because of his narcissism. It's very difficult because I'm a people pleaser to a fault, but I have gotten very angry and resentful of the way he has treated me within recent months, and quite frankly, years. I am looking to make other arrangements so I don't need to help him anymore, but in the interim it's been difficult. He constantly diminishes the amount that I do. He tells me that all I do is make a few meals for him, and it's his way of trying to be in control, and like he can do it all on his own. In reality, I do a lot more than that. He is elderly and has some health issues and mobility issues, and was also used to my mom doing a lot for him. He is constantly gaslighting me into thinking that I'm the problem when I speak up for myself. When he is rude to me and I tell him that he's being rude, he basically tells me that I need professional help, that I am uncooperative, and why can't I just be sweet towards him? Why can't I just be loving? And I don't do anything for him. Today it hit a breaking point. He's very critical of other people's lives at times, specifically me. Today he was feeling angry about himself in terms of pain he was feeling in his back, and he took it out on me, and told me that I'm not going to like to hear it, but that I need to take some weight off. Mind you, I'm 32 years old and not a child. I told him it's totally inappropriate for him to try and control my life, as I am an adult, and that's just flat out rude. I got upset and he told him that he shouldn't be acting like a kid, and that he responded by saying, "Well then, I guess I shouldn't be acting like one." He told me that he's a truth teller, and that, to him, I look like I've gained weight. I am so tired of being criticized in every single way. It has taken a serious toll on me, and every time this happens I feel horrible about myself. He's done things like this before. He always projects his own misery onto the most vulnerable person around, which is me. I know that I need to separate myself from it and not help him anymore, which I am desperately trying to make plans to do, but finding a new place has been difficult price-wise. I am looking into caregiving services for him to use when I leave. When I do leave, I feel like I'm likely going to need to take up space from him and go low to no contact. My sister and he are going to Thanksgiving together, to my extended family in another state. I got invited to go to a tailgate and football game, so I am having Thanksgiving with my friend and her family. I feel like my dad is just going to talk ill about me the entire time when he's one-on-one with my sister. It just makes me feel all around awful about myself. That's the end of today's video. Just something on the side before I end today's video. Who was going to tell me Thanksgiving's this close? I know I wasn't going to cook anything. I was just going to go to Olive Garden for Thanksgiving, get some of that delicious chicken gnocchi soup. But oh my god, time's flying. Oh my god. Anyway, do a like and subscribe, hit that notification bell, and I will see you all next time. Hasta la pasta.